anytime you have drugs, that brings on certain crime, and as well as violent crime, because the ongoing dealings in drugs and what goes wrong when people don't pay for debts they have incurred because of their addiction.
Has there actually been any studies done in terms of relating violent crime to visitors or to local residents, so you can actually say more violent crime is the visitors are to blame?
No, I wouldn't say that, and I wouldn't want to say it's the visitors that are to blame either. We see far too many of our own local folks that are involved in some of these violent crimes that we see in this community, and we're just, we're not really different than anywhere else, other than our population's base absolutely soars because of the tourism and how this community is built, as well as the special events that we hold here in the summertime.
How do you expect the public to react to these numbers?
Well, I'm sure they're shocked, and I'm sure they wonder about their own safety, and that's one of the reasons that I wanted to meet here today, is because don't be alarmed at the results, because I believe the statistics are skewed.
At one time, the number of incidents or the number of cases that each member handled was among the highest in the province. Has that improved over the years?
It's still very, very high, a lot higher than I'd like to see at this particular point. We need additional resources. I will be asking council for additional resources this fall.
Any idea at this point how much? How many members?
I have a very good idea of how many, but I won't be sharing that today.
Steve here mentioned yesterday that verbal threats were involved in the reports. Is that true? That verbal threats are also? You said that might be part of the reason for the numbers.
Not that it's violent crimes, so verbal threats wouldn't fall into that. We're talking about assaults, we're talking about robberies, we're talking about homicides or stabbings, those kinds of incidents. It's changed. The amount of paperwork that is involved, the amount of preparation that goes into preparing complex cases for court is very, very time consuming and takes a lot of additional resources. I've been at this game for almost 35 years now. When I first started, you could pretty well process one single impaired driver in less than 2 hours. It's now a 5-hour process to be able to deal with just one impaired driver. So when you have a member that's involved in that, that ties him up for the whole night. The number of members that we have involved with people that are in custody. There's hardly a night goes by that we don't have a member sitting at KGH in the emergency room with one of our prisoners that's been involved there, and that takes up valuable resources that we're not able to dedicate.
When was the last time the policing resources were increased?
2 years ago. We received 8 members 2 years ago. So, and we just, I've always said we need to grow as the community grows. That's simple, really.
Does it be blamed on the courts and the censuses that might lower the crime rate?
I don't want to go there. The judges have one of the toughest jobs in the world, I think, and we're really working towards and support the idea of a community court in Kelowna. I think that would be a wonderful idea for this community, because we see time and time again people that have addiction problems that we're dealing with, repeat offenders. I don't want to comment on the fact whether jail's the right place for them. I think they need help more than they need jail, and that's why we're working towards having community court here in this community, try and get these people some help, get them off of their addictions, and hopefully that would lower our caseload and number of calls, because we see it. I just reviewed a report here recently where in a 4-month period we dealt with the same person 26 times. And that's very frustrating for the members and everybody else, and ties up members from doing valuable work.